This is a Eurofile review of Der große Wurf, which I believe in the English edition is called Strike. Strike! Exclamation mark. This is Der große Wurf. It's a very simple dice game from Ravensburger, and well, I'll show you what's in the box and I'll talk you through how it all works. This is the box insert for Der große Wurf. So we've got this plastic insert in here, and the game comes with this purple sort of cushioned sort of bottom, which we place in there. And this is what we're going to use to play the game. We're going to be throwing dice into this area. So each player, say we're playing a 3-player game, each player would have 8 dice, and 3 dice would be placed in the middle here. Now, what a player will do on their turn is take one of the dice from their hand, and these dice are normal dice except for the one has been replaced by a cross, and they throw it into here, and they're going to try and make a pair. In doing so, they can knock other dice out of the way. So I can go like this. There we go, I've got a 6, so there's no pair. Now I can choose to continue throwing in there, or I can choose to stick. What I don't want to do is run out of dice, and I only have 7 dice left now. I started off with 8. So I've got to choose whether I'm going to stick or keep throwing. So I'm going to keep throwing. So I throw that one in. Okay, now I have a pair of 5s. So I can remove these 2 dice because I have 2 matching 5s, and they get taken out and placed back into my supply. And that's my game, my turn over. So now the next player will take their turn. So they have 8 dice. So they'll throw one in. There we go, they've got a pair of 4s. So their turn is over. The third player now is going to take their turn. So they'll throw one in. There we go, they've got a pair of 3s. So they'll take those out, which is just leaving this 1 dice in here. Now, the players can reposition this dice as they wish, as long as they keep the same face up. So the next player is going to throw one in and try and match that too. Oh, he's got a cross. Okay, so the crosses are removed from the game. So not only has he lost a dice, but it's actually been removed from the game. And he's going to choose to carry on rather than sticking. He throws that in. A 2 and a 3. He's going to keep going. A 5. He's going to keep going. Running out of dice now. A 3. But he's got two 2s and he's got 2 3s. So they all get removed. Now this leaves the arena empty. So the next player now has to take all of their dice, all at the same time, and throw them all in. There we go. So he's chucked them all in. Now this is a bit of a disaster for this player because he's got 2 crosses. So these 2 are removed from the game. You'll also notice this one has bounced out. So that one is also removed from the game, as well as the one that flew off the edge over here. That one's also removed from the game. So that player has lost a lot of dice. He's got in here now 2 matching 2s and 2 5s. So they come back to him. And then the next player will take their turn. And so the game goes on until people have been eliminated. So people are eliminated when they run out of dice, and then the player who's left with some dice, they win the game. Der große Wurf, or Strike, is a extremely simple game. I hesitate to even call it a dexterity game, really, because you can't actually set up any real shots with any sort of indication of skill. The most skill really is making sure they don't bounce out and roll off the table, which isn't that difficult to do. I've played this game with gamers and, you know, as a quick filler, and it really is quick, you know, this is a 5-10 minute game. In between other games, proper games, and it's created quite a lot of laughs, actually. The push your luck element, do I stick or do I keep going, is quite tense and quite fun, although there's no real skill in it. It is an amusing exercise. I've also played this with a 4 and a 6-year-old, and it was a big hit. They wanted to play it over and over and over again, and they could manage it very well. Even the 4-year-old, she really could just keep throwing those dice in. She knew what she was doing. After a few games, she got the hang of the idea of sticking or keeping on going. But essentially, recognising pairs and taking those dice out, and recognising when there was a cross and removing that and taking it and putting it in a separate pile. You know, this was all a lot of fun for the kids, and it was enjoyable to be able to play it with them. So, I mean, I don't think Der große Wurf, there's nothing more to say about it than that. This is not a deep game. This is not a game that gamers are going to need or anything like that. But it is what it is. It's a very fun very light, extremely light game which you can play with the family and can probably create a few laughs between a bunch of adults as well, although it really mustn't be taken seriously at all. And I should say that this arena, you know, this box insert, and the dice are nice as well, but this box insert is fantastic. Really good use of a box insert, nicely designed, nicely sculpted, looks nice, really is bouncy, it's easy to bounce those dice out. Good stuff.